Please like, share and subscribe our channel to learn and enjoy our free online educational videos from class nursery to 10. Please click the bell icon to get all new updated videos.
Nutrition in plants. Nutrition. Nutrition is the mode of taking food by an organism and its utilization by the body. There are two modes of nutrition, autotrophic and heterotrophic. Autotrophic nutrition. The mode of nutrition by which organisms make food themselves from simple substances is called autotrophic nutrition, and the organisms in which autotrophic mode of nutrition is found are called autotrophs. Green plants are called autotrophs. Let us learn how green plants prepare their food and how this food is transported to various parts of the plants. Photosynthesis, food making process in plants. Green leaves of plants have a particular kind of tiny structures in their cells. These tiny structures are called chloroplasts. The chloroplasts contain a green pigment, chlorophyll, that makes the leaf look green. Chlorophyll absorbs the sun energy and converts it into chemical energy. Hence, the process in which the leaves of the plant synthesize food using carbon dioxide, water and energy from the sun is called photosynthesis. Glucose is the immediate product of photosynthesis. This is utilized by the plants for getting energy. Some of the glucose is converted into starch and stored in different parts of the plant. In addition to glucose, oxygen is also released as a byproduct of photosynthesis. The entire process can be written in the form of the equation: carbon dioxide plus water with sunlight and chlorophyll will make glucose plus oxygen. Importance of photosynthesis. 1. It is the ultimate source of food and energy for all living organisms. 2. It helps in providing oxygen in the atmosphere required by all living organisms. 3. The process helps in maintaining balance between oxygen and carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Factopedia. Sunlight is so important for plants that their leaves grow in many patterns so as to absorb the most sunlight. Photosynthesis in non-green leaves. The leaves other than green have other pigments which impart various other colors such as red, yellow, orange, brown, etc. to the leaves. These leaves also contain chlorophyll, but the large amount of other pigments in these leaves mask the green color. Photosynthesis takes place in these leaves also. Example of such a plant is croton. It has colorful leaves. Upgraded info. Apart from leaves, photosynthesis also takes place in other green parts of the plant, such as green stems and green branches. Most desert plants do not have leaves but have spines, modified leaves, to reduce the loss of water by transpiration. Photosynthesis in these plants is carried out in the green stems. Algae. Algae are among the common organisms that produce their own food, autotrophs. They are often seen as slimy, green patches in ponds or in other stagnant water bodies. Synthesis of food products other than carbohydrates. All green plants prepare food as glucose, a type of carbohydrate. It is stored in plants as starch, a complex insoluble form of carbohydrate. It is stored in various parts of plant like root, stem, leaf, fruit and seed. Some of the plant products rich in carbohydrates are sugarcane, potato, apple, etc. Some of the plant products rich in proteins are nuts, pulses, beans, etc. On the other hand, mustard, sesame, sunflower and coconut are rich sources of fats and oil. Factopedia. Components of basic food, that is, carbohydrates, fats, proteins and minerals are same for both plants and animals. Heterotrophic nutrition. Organisms that are not capable of synthesizing their own food and depend on other organisms for their food requirement are called heterotrophs. All animals and human beings belong to this category. Hence, the mode of nutrition in which organisms obtain their food from others, plants and animals, is called heterotrophic nutrition. Heterotrophic nutrition in plants. Heterotrophic plants are not of green color because they do not contain chlorophyll. Heterotrophic nutrition in non-green plants are of three types. 1. Saprotrophic. 2. Parasitic. 3. Symbiotic. Saprotrophic nutrition. The mode of nutrition in which organisms take in nutrients in the form of a solution from dead and decaying matter is called saprotrophic nutrition, and the organisms in which this mode of nutrition is found are called saprophytes. They include mostly fungi, which are seen growing on bread as mold or cultivated as mushrooms for food. Saprophytes are also called cleaners of the environment, and hence they are useful scavengers. Factopedia. All varieties of mushrooms are not edible. A few species of mushrooms are very poisonous. These species are known as toadstools. Parasitic nutrition. The mode of nutrition in which an organism lives on or inside the body of other living organism, host, is called parasitic nutrition. Parasitic plants are of two types, total parasites and partial parasites. Total parasites. These plants cannot make their own food and derive all of it from the host plant on which they are totally dependent throughout their life. For example, Cuscuta amarbale is a total stem parasite, while Rafflesia is a total root parasite plant. Partial parasites. They have green leaves and therefore can make food for themselves. However, they get water and minerals they need for making food from the host plant. For example, mistletoe is a partial stem parasite and sandalwood is a partial root parasite. Factopedia. Some fungi are used to kill bacteria that can cause infections and diseases in humans. They are used to make antibiotics like penicillin and cephalosporin. Our body is a walking colony of microscopic monsters, parasites. We cannot always see parasites, but 75% of the world's creatures belong to this family. Symbiotic nutrition. Two organisms living in close physical contact with each other and providing mutual benefits are called symbionts. Symbionts live together and share shelter and nutrients. This mode of nutrition is called symbiotic nutrition. Lichens are composite organisms formed by the association of two organisms, algae, autotrophs, and fungi, saprophytes. Upgraded info. Do you know human body is also an example of symbiotic relationship? Yes, human beings depend on certain bacteria to produce vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 is synthesized by single-celled microbes, bacteria, that live in the intestine of human beings. Vitamin B12 is essential for producing red blood cells in the human body. Both are in symbiotic relationship, since human body provides the necessary conditions for the survival of those microbes. In return, they produce vitamin B12 for human body. Insectivorous plants. Two most important nutrients required for plants' growth are nitrogen and calcium. But in marshy and boggy areas, soil is poor in these nutrients. Plants growing in such areas fulfill their demand of nitrogen from external source rather than the soil. They trap insects using specialized leaves or parts of leaves, digest the prey, and absorb the nitrogenous products from their body. Such plants are called insectivorous plants or insectivores. Venus flytrap and pitcher plant are examples of insectivorous plants. Replenishing soil nutrients. Continually growing crops on the field makes it deficient in vital nutrients like nitrogen. Therefore, in order to keep the plants healthy, the soil needs to be enriched with these nutrients from time to time. Ways adopted to replenish nutrients in the soil are: fertilizers and manure are added to the soil to increase its fertility. Nutrients can be replenished in the soil by growing leguminous plants like gram and peas in the field. Electrical discharge, which occurs during lightning process, also replenishes nitrogen in the soil.